Etheria Restart team is listening. So today we're going to be talking about that because they just released some really good news. Let's jump straight into the TLDR. They announced a new unit and a new mode. We're going to get into that. But the most important thing for everyone is that there is an adjustment made to Inferno NicoNana, where they have reduced HP by 10%, speed by 10%, and this skill called Friendly Match has a damage reduction from 90 to 60%. So they're going to do less damage. Very good. Terrormaton also receive a nerf, 20% HP reduction. Now, what do we think about this? Personally, I think if this game is supposed to be PvP, there is a bit of like a gap in the amount of rewards that we're getting. There is a gap in the amount of shell that we are getting. If I go into my inventory, let's pick one of my units, for example, I'm already broke, 100% broke, because I was like leveling up a few modules just to have a few more competitive units, just to try to get better rolls. There is not enough cash. I think the number one problem, the number one most important problem in this game is that there is not enough cash. So while I appreciate that they are nerfing the fights, I would prefer, personally, my personal opinion, and you can have another one, and you are still valid for having a different one. Let's feel free to disagree with me. Like, this is just my opinion. I would prefer if they leave the difficulty as it is, but they tune the rewards so that all the previous fights, including Inferno as well, they give 3 times more cash so that you can play with the items that you are given, with the shells that you are given, with the modules that you are given. You can play the gacha, right? Because there's an internal gacha trying to get god rolls in every single module, in every single shell. I would prefer that they increase the cash so that we can fine-tune our sets even before trying Inferno, right? And also, I would prefer if they remove this like, you're not seeing that because I'm in the middle. If they remove this like, yellowish elite and they just leave us with the mythics. But the main thing that I see as a problem is the cash. And I think that deserves to be addressed. Now, let's try the nerf. Let's try the stage to see how difficult or how challenging now it's going to be. First, we're going to try auto to see if we can clear in auto. So Lily pops. Shadow Sanya is really silly when you play in auto. They already killed one of my units. Kazuyo is making them asleep. Well, not really. It's failing to do that. Valerian is shielding. Lily is doing S3. She should be doing S1. My Shadow Sanya is stun. Kazuyo is gonna... He hits the main boss, does nothing, right? Shadow Sanya puts some dots. Is hitting like a track, even though thanks to Valerian we survive. Lily survive. Shadow Sanya is sending the dots. Kazuyo should be hitting the ads, but she is hitting the boss because Kazuyo thinks he's the main character. And Valerian tries to contribute without really being able to. Shadow Sanya pops ult. We don't really need an ult right now. Boom, another unit dead. As you can see, it's really hard that we survive. And boom, all of them are dead. Right, so now let's try manual. This fight is extremely challenging still because, first of all, the units are a bit silly when it comes to dot units, especially Shadow Sanya. And so ideally you want to have Shadow Sanya with the highest attack and Lily so that every follow-up attack applies dots. That's the only thing that you want to do, apply dots. We want to equalize, get some shields up, single target, S1, apply more dots. That's the only thing we want to do. I still don't have a proper fungus. If you're wondering, but why are no uses fungus? Fungus could really help. Yes, fungus could really help. I still don't have a solid one that will survive an attack of this thing, of this freaking boss. So that's the reason. And then, we're going to do buff again, speed up. We need to attack more. Now we are going to extend the buffs. Boom. let's see. Nice. Yeah, it's going to be a bit tough. We need to apply another dot and we need to survive another round of attacks. Definitely need more. I'm going to try to break the dots now, see if it dies. Yeah, all right. We managed to clear 44 seconds, but look at this. Oh, amazing! Twilight Night. This is very silly because we just clear Inferno. And only 6,000 coin. This is the thing I have the biggest problem about. The coin and the training data, this is my biggest problem because there is an internal gacha, right? You need to find the god rolls. And it's not only that this is difficult and that you need to play manual, is that once you clear, the rewards are honestly a bit of a joke. So I appreciate the nerf. It's not really noticeable because you cannot auto. And the rewards are not really there, right? So let's continue reading. There are some good news. I think they are listening. I would say thank you for that. It's a really good step in the right direction. I think the next step should be tuning how much in-game cash they give us, or maybe like reducing how expensive it is to increase one of the modules. That's personally my opinion. And of course, you can agree that you love the difficulty and you love, and that's fine, right? This is my opinion. We can disagree. Feel free to disagree in the comments. So let's continue debating what would be the best system so that maybe they are listening. You know, you never know. So let me put you an example, right? Let's say that we are going to level up this one, right? Because we want to see the stats. So first of all, I only have 16K. Boom, 10K gone. You level up one level and you don't even unlock everything. So ideally, what I would love to see is that this is already unlocked, maybe gray out, so that we cannot see what's coming, but at least gray out, so that you can discuss with yourself if it's worth spending here or not. Also, 15K is a lot when in one run, which is 10 stamina, we didn't get as much money, right? So that makes it complicated. I would suggest either they increase the drop of Etheria or they decrease, they divide this by 5, 3K, maybe 3K. 3K is good. So that we can have more chances to, so that could mean respecting our time more as players. So that's the only thing I would say. But now let's continue reading the notices because it's really interesting, right? We have a new unit coming up. And it's called, drumroll, Jelly, Eternal Night Jelly, right? The role is, she is an output-focused character centered around pursuit attacks, delivering lethal strike to enemies with continuous follow-up after critical hits. So we need to build her on crit, right? And it's interesting because you never know which set it's going to be. We don't know if it's going to be maybe a speed. She also possesses self-dispel, which is something that we have seen in Freya, we have seen also in Link Luo, a level of like some sort of dispel. Critical hit buffs, like Grey, very good. And AoE defense reduction. We don't know what this means because this could mean, is this a shield like Hellkid or Celine? Is this like defense increase like Freya? What does this mean? I don't know. So, but somehow she has like a sort of support role for now, making her stand out in both PvE and PvP modes. The design, I think, I really like the design, to be honest. I like the, it looks like the flower in the hair looks like ears. It reminds me a bit of Sunny, from Wuthering Waves, which is like my wife. I don't know if you know that. She looks really good to me. Like tattoo in the back, the purple color and the dress looks really nice. Tattoo in the hands as well. Maybe that's related to her abilities. The thing here is that it looks to me, this extra affinity summon, it looks to me that she's going to be a premium summon. So probably more expensive than the two that were just released. And also this might be a problem in the future because we don't have lettuce, or as some people call it, the tofu, right? The yellow tofu or purple tofu. Without lettuce, we cannot really, we need to feed them some greens. Without lettuce, we cannot really level these units. So even if we pull on them and we have 6 copies and stuff like that, without their abilities, we cannot get the most out of these units. I really doubt someone has Masia, Hoyan, Holden built fully at this stage of the game, because that would mean compromising on every other single unit, and that's probably not effective. So I think maybe we're going a bit too fast on the releasing new units without also releasing equally amount of lettuce. But that's my personal opinion. What do you think about that? I'm a bit scared of that. And then there is a new mode, gameplay mode. Cage Rumble is a multi-boss solo challenge designed for all hyperlinkers. You will act individually to organize teams, freely combining your lineup to strategically take on a series of bosses in progressive battles. Earn battle wheel points based on your performance to claim generous rewards and compete on the leaderboard. So I guess it's gonna be like, it looks to me something like roguelike, where you defeat one stage after the next, one stage after the next, and then you compete. Let's see who defeats more stages. Don't know. Like, let's see how it goes. Maybe like a full healing team with a bit of DPS could be the way. So that you have a lot of sustain. We will see. There is also like new stage story, the Animus Doki. And now stages 37 to 42 are now available in the AniSync, which is nice. And then plenty of gameplay fixes, which I'm not going to read because I don't want to bore you. But like, Sharon, Ember Trek, many fixes. Fearless Arena, many fixes. Animus and Shells, many fixes. So like, we can clearly see that the devs really care about the game. They are listening to feedback. They are applying some changes. Of course, like, we cannot ask for a temple in a day, Rome was built, in a couple of days. It took some time, right, to build Rome. So I reckon it will take a while for this game to get better. But I think these are steps in the right direction. So I'm really positive about the game look and feel. I still want to react. There was this content creator like sending a lot of shade to the game, which, yeah, everybody has their own opinion. Every opinion is valid, right? Well, up to a certain extent. I think depending on if you get into human rights, then maybe that's not the case. But we are not here to talk about that. So far I'm seeing really positive changes. I don't even want to try Inferno because I think Inferno is going to kill me. Terrormaton is going to kill me. I still need a better team. But, maybe now I can start building maybe like... I saw a team with Hoyan, which was fascinating because Hoyan received a slap and then counterattacks with a 200k damage. But I don't have lettuce to build Hoyan, right? So that's the thing. Like, you see very interesting things. Perhaps we need a weekly reset. So that we can play with the units that we have and change direction, change strategy. That could really empower us to make the most out of our accounts. But let's give it time. I think the right foundation is here, and I can't wait to see what the new unit is going to do. What do you think so far? My name is Pliyo, and I love covering Etheria content and also Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. So if you like this type of thing, please consider throwing a like and subscribe to the channel. Until the next time, cheers! Bye-bye.